Hello, my dear students. Welcome to the second PUC practical session. So, let us begin with the experiments which are related to the part 1. So, we'll start with the experiment number 1, that is assigned by the Department of Free University Education. So, let us see the experiment number 1. The name of the experiment is resistance per unit length of the wire. Experiment number 1, the resistance per unit length of the wire. Now, we'll see the aim of the experiments. What it is, aim. What we have to do in this experiments. So, that is the aim. The aim is determination of resistance per unit length of a given wire by plotting a graph of current versus potential difference. So that means we have to plot a graph of current versus potential difference. So we have to plot the graph of current versus potential difference, and by using this graph we have to find out the resistance, and by knowing the value of length people have to find out the resistance per unit length. So our aim is to find the resistance per unit length of a wire in this experiments. Okay, now let us move on to the apparatus. What are the apparatus required? So the apparatus required is a wire of unknown resistance, a wire of unknown resistance, and battery, a wire of unknown resistance and battery, voltmeter having a range 0 to 3 volts, and an ammeter, the range between 0 to 500, and plug key, and rheostat, just like by varying the resistance to fix the current, and a meter scale. That is not required, that is not necessary now, because I already mentioned the length of the wire, that I'll tell later. Okay, so these are the apparatus we have to use in this experiment. So this will be the wire of unknown resistance. So we have an wire of unknown resistance having a length 1.3 meter. I already measured the length of this wire, that is 1.3 meter. Okay, and next we need a battery, a standard battery of 0 to 12 volt power supply. Okay, this battery is having a positive terminal and the negative terminal. So the red color usually indicates that a positive terminal. I hope it is visible, the positive terminal, and negative will be indicated by a black color. So this will be the switch of that battery. This is the digital displays. Okay, the fine variations and large variations. So we can vary these knobs to fix the voltage in this digits. So usually all the experiments which are related to the electro current, so you have to keep 2 volts, approximately 2 to 4 volts power supply, right? And the next is the voltmeter. This will be the voltmeter. I hope this one also visible. The voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the potential difference. The device which is used to measure the potential difference between any 2 points. So if we are going to measure a potential difference between any 2 points, means we have to use the voltmeter. Okay, this is usually hope how will you recognize this voltmeter? So here it is V, indicates that V. So V indicates that a voltmeter. Usually voltmeter, galvanometer, ammeter, all three are looks like a similar, but by seeing this V, A and G, you have to separate that. So here it is a voltmeter V having the range 0 to 3 volt, 0 to 3 volt. Okay, so the thing is here we have to find out the least count. That is an important. By knowing the least count, then it is easy to note down the values in that. So 0, next it will be 0.5, next it will be 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5 and 3 it is. Okay. So 0 to 0.5 is the in between. If you have to count that, total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Total 10 division is there. So 0 and 0.5, in between 10 divisions are there. So 0.5 divided by 10, 0.05. That means each division indicates 0.05 volts. So that is very important. Now the least value of the or any apparatus. Okay. So this is a voltmeter. Next, how to see the ammeter, the another apparatus which is ammeter. Here we are using a milliammeter. The milliammeter is the, I hope it is visible, the M indicates that milli, A indicates its unit, ampere. So milliammeter, usually milliammeter. Okay. So the range is 0 to 500. The range of this apparatus is 0 to 500. And the same thing, how we calculated the least count of the voltmeter, the similarly we have to find the least count of the ammeter, that is 0 and here it is 100. So in between 0 and 100 we have an 10 divisions. So 100 divided by 10, so each division will be 10. So 10 milliampere. Each line use the value of 10 milliamps. And both these devices, both this voltmeter and an ammeter, are a DC apparatus, means which is works based on that direct current. So that's why we have a positive terminal and negative terminal for both. Usually the red one indicates that positive terminal, black one indicates that negative terminal. I hope it's clear. The DC devices, just like the device or an apparatus which works based on that direct current. Okay, these are the two apparatus, the measuring devices. Ammeter is a device which is used to measure the current. Voltmeter is a device which is used to measure the potential difference. So these two, based on these two values, you have to plot the graph in this experiments. Clear? Next apparatus is plug key. So plug key is just like act as a switch on and off. Usually this is, we can call it as a plug key. This will be the keys and this will be the plug. Usually if I close this plug key, it is switch on state. If I remove this key, now this is in a switch off state. Usually there is a gap in between this. So I hope it is visible. There will be some gap between the two terminals. So if I placed this key here, now it is closed. Just like we can also say that closed circuit and open circuit. So if I closed this, now circuit is completed, it is switch on. If I remove this key, it is open, so switch off state. So this is plug key. Okay. Next is the rheostat. We require a rheostat. Usually any range of rheostat is okay, but if you observe this rheostat, we already discussed in the theory, this rheostat, wire wound resistor. So variable resistors, and this rheostat are having three terminals. One is upper terminal, usually one is upper terminal, and there are two lower terminals are there. So there are two lower terminals. So usually the black color indicates that two lower terminals, the gray color or a red color indicates that an upper terminal. Okay, so this rheostat is having a three terminal devices. So if you connect, usually to vary the resistance, we can connect any one of the lower terminals, and upper terminal is essential. So upper terminal is an essential. Instead of these two lower terminals, any one lower terminals we can use in this experiments to vary the resistance. That means we have to change the current or we have to fix the current. Okay, by moving this from one end to another end, we can change the current flowing through the circuit. That means the resistance is changing. Obviously, the change in the resistors, it changes its current through the circuits. Okay, this is a rheostat. Okay, the very essential, very important requirement apparatus that is not mentioned. So that is wires. So wires are very important to connect the apparatus. So let us see next. This experiments based on which principle? This experiment works based on which principle? That is resistance per unit length of the wire based on which principle? Let us see that one. Works based on the principle of Ohm's law. What we discussed in the chapter 3, current electricity. Okay, we are familiar with that Ohm's law. So this apparatus based on Ohm's law will works. I hope we know the V is equals to I into R. Theoretically, V is equals to I into R. By using that formula, the Ohm's law is there. So let us see that the principle. So usually the principle of the experiment is also an important. So you people have to write this principle of the experiment in a final practical examination, which will carry 2 marks. Okay. The Ohm's law states that the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the ends of the conductors. Potential difference across the ends of the conductors when temperature and other physical condition remains constant. I hope it's clear that we already know the Ohm's law states that the electric current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference across the ends of the conductor when temperature and other physical condition remains constant. So by using this principle, the experiment resistance per unit length of the wire works. Okay. The next important is formula. So the formula of the experiments. So what are the formula we have to use here to find the resistance per unit length of a wire? That is resistance per unit length of a wire. So we now, by knowing the value of length, so we can find the resistance per unit length is equals to resistance divided by length, L. L is the length of the experimental wire, what we observed earlier. So the length of the wires. Okay, resistance per unit length is equals to R divided by L. So how to find the resistance of the wire? So by using graph, we have to find the resistance. So I hope the graph is visible. Here we have to plot a graph of potential versus current. Here it is the potential versus current, and we will get a curve like this, linear inclined straight line we are getting. So we have to take a slope of this curve, and by calculating the slope of the graph, next it is easy to find the resistance of the wire, because we already know this slope will give us to the AB divided by BC, the y-axis value divided by x-axis value. AB is parallel to that current and BC is parallel to that volt, that is V. So I divided by V. But according to the Ohm's law, V is equals to I into R. Therefore, R is equals to V divided by I, not I by V. So here, therefore, we have to take resistance is equals to, resistance of the wire is equals to 1 by slope, 1 divided by M. Here M indicates slope of the graph of current versus potential difference, where R is the resistance of the wire. So R is equals to 1 divided by M. So by using these two formula, we have to find the resistance per unit length. While calculating the resistance of the wire, we have to calculate the slope of the graph. So while calculating the slope of the graph, we need a value of current and potential I and V. So usually this graphical experiments are there, means we have to take minimum 6 trials, so we need total 6 of current values corresponding with the potential values. Okay, and I hope you know this is the length of the wire. I mentioned 1.3 meter. You people have to note down that length of the wire as 1.3 meter. So this is the tabular column. In your practical final examination, tabular column also an important. So the trial number, the current in ampere, and potential difference in volt. So this will be the tabular column of this experiment, and the nature of the graph of this experiment. I is taken in an y-axis, V is taken in an x-axis, and O indicates that origin. So we have to plot the graph. This is the nature of the graph. Okay. So next we people have to move on to the circuit diagram, and next procedure. Based on that procedure, we have to do the. Now let us see the circuit diagrams and the connections. Okay, the circuit diagram. As per the circuit diagram, I hope you people are observing this circuit diagram. So here BA indicates that battery, and A indicates that an ammeter which is having a 2 terminal, positive and negative, and resistance R means resistance of the wire. Here V indicates that voltmeter which is also 2 terminal, positive and negative, and RH indicates that rheostat. So in this rheostat, an arrow mark, whatever the arrow mark is observed in this circuit diagram, that arrow mark indicates that upper terminal, okay, or an upper end. So this dotted is open, one lower end is open, only one lower end is connected to a plug, key and battery. Is that? So usually before doing the experiments, so we people have to place the apparatus as per the circuit diagram. We have to arrange the apparatus as per the circuit diagram. Just like battery is here, besides of the battery plug key, besides of that rheostat, and resistance per unit length of a wire is placed here, means the parallel to that the voltmeter, ammeter is usually in between this. And one thing I'll mention you people is that is usually finding the current through the circuit, ammeter should be connected with a series connection, and while finding the potential difference across these 2 points or any 2 points, so you people have to connect this voltmeter parallelly. Okay, so as per the circuit diagram, we have to place the apparatus, and if you observe here, I'll explain how to connect that. This line indicates that a wires, just like battery positive, we'll start with the battery positive to ammeter positive, we have to take one wire and connect that, and battery negative to resistance of wire. So we have to connect the one end of the resistance of the wire, and resistance of the wire another end is connected to a rheostat upper end. What do we observe here? Rheostat upper end, and one lower end will be free, another lower end to plug key, one terminal of the plug key and another terminal of the plug key to battery negative. Okay, and the voltmeter is here. This is having 2 terminals, positive and negative. So we have to take an wire and connect it to the positive terminal to the one end of the resistance of the wire. Particularly the end is just like where the negative terminal is connected. So at that point or at that junction we have to connect, and voltmeter negative is connected to another end of the resistance of the wire, where the wire is going to the rheostat. Okay, now let us see the setup of the apparatus. The apparatus will be set up like this. So as per the circuit diagram, I hope we saw the circuit diagram already. So like that we set the apparatus. The battery, so battery is here, next plug key is there, next rheostat is there, and next this is the resistance per unit length of the wire, that means wire. Okay, R. Next the voltmeter which is parallel to the wire, and an ammeter is placed here. Now let us see the connections, how to do the connections. So electrical circuit connection will carries 3 marks, so that is also an important. So let us begin with the same thing, battery positive. So battery positive means here the red color terminals. Okay, from the battery positive to the positive terminal of the ammeter, I hope you saw the circuit diagram. Just observe the circuit diagram. Next, we can easily connect the connections from this battery positive to the ammeter positive, to connect one wire, and ammeter negative to the resistance of the wire, to connect ammeter negative to resistance of the wire, and another end of the resistance of the wire to rheostat upper end, and one lower end will be open. Obviously this lower end as an open, and another lower end to plug key, one terminal of the plug key and another terminal of the plug key to battery negative. That will complete one loop in circuits. So this will be the one loop is completed, and only the remaining connection is voltmeter. So voltmeter positive is connected to the resistance of the wire, one end of the resistance of the wire. Voltmeter negative is connected to the another end of the wire. So like this we have to connect the circuits. Okay, as per the circuit diagram we have to do the connections. So here I made the connections from the positive terminal of the battery to ammeter positive with a wire, and ammeter negative to either we have to connect to the wire, one end of the wire, or to the voltmeter. Here for easier connections I connected to a voltmeter. Okay, from voltmeter to wire, and voltmeter negative terminal to another end of the wire, and from the same junction negative to rheostat upper end, and rheostat one lower end to plug key to the battery negative. Okay, so this is the connections, circuit connections. Now let us see we'll switch on the power. So before switch on the power, you people have to remove the plug key. The plug key has to be removed, and slightly how to adjust this knob and set a 2 volts. The voltage is 2 volt, the battery is 2 volt, approximately 2.02 is there, it's okay, 2 volt. Okay, and make sure that this rheostat should be in one end, basically the which is towards the open end, where we are not connected the lower end, so that end we have to kept. Okay, and now I close the plug key. Now the circuit is closed. There is a current flowing through the circuits. Okay, next we have to vary the rheostat. By varying the rheostat we have to do the experiments. Right, here the procedure, we'll see the procedure is like this. It is, I hope this is visible, I hope so. The procedure is, the connections are made as shown in the circuit diagrams, the first point, and second point is the rheostat is adjusted for a particular value of current I, and current I and corresponding voltage V are we have to note down, and the experiment is repeated for the different values of current I, and the readings are tabulated. We have to take down the readings and we have to enter the values in the tabular column. So by the value of current and voltage we have to plot the graphs, and next we have to take down the slopes, and we have to calculate the resistance, and by knowing the value of L we people have to easily calculate the resistance per unit length by the formula R divided by L. Here you people have to observe here, I adjust the current with 50 milliampere. I hope you people are observing this. I already mentioned the one division indicates 10, and second one will be 20, next 30, 40, 50. Now which is parallel to that the needle is parallel to 50 milliampere, and we have to fix the current by using a rheostat. We have to fix the value of current through the circuits, and we people have to note down the value of potential difference in a voltmeter. I hope it's clearly observing that is it is 0. The next value is 0.05. I already mentioned the least count of this apparatus, that is 0.05. So for a current 50 milliampere, the potential difference is 0.05. So that value we have to note down in the tabular column, trial number 1. So here we have to note down as 0.05 as a voltmeter reading, and 50 milliampere. Here it is in ampere is there, so therefore better milli means 10 the power of minus 3. 50 into 10 the power of minus 3. So 50 into 10 the power of minus 3. Here V is 0.05 volt. I hope that's clear. So that the trial number 1, 50 into 10 the power of minus 3, and V is 0.05 volt. Similarly, by varying the rheostat, we have to fix the value of current in an ammeter, just like that we already know according to the Ohm's law. V is directly proportional to I, or I is directly proportional to V here. So I kept here 100, current 100 milliampere. You people can easily observe the potential difference. Potential difference across the resistor is the second line, which is coincide with the second line, means 0.05 plus 0.05, 0.1. I hope that's clear. So for a 100 milliampere, the potential difference is 0.1. You can easily understood that at 50 milliampere, the potential is 0.05 volt. At 100 milliampere, 0.1 volt. So you can observe the differences, which is linearly proportional, directly proportional, or linear curve we are getting. I is directly proportional to V according to the Ohm's law. Similarly, we have to take a remaining 4 readings by varying the rheostat. So we have to increase the current by varying the rheostat and fix the current, and we have to note down the potential in a voltmeter apparatus. Okay, so this is the performing the experiments. Next, we have to see the plotting the graph and do the calculations. Similarly, I repeated the experiments by fixing the current and note down the potential. So next 4 readings are like this: 150 into 10 the power of minus 3. The potential value is 0.15. For a 200, 0.2. For a 250, 0.25. For 300, 0.3. So we have to note down the values in a tabular column. Once we note down the values in a tabular column, we are going for a graph. We have to plot the graph. So here will be the graph is the scale. The scale of the graph is x-axis 1 centimeter equals to 0.05 volt we have to take. So based on the values in a tabular column, we can fix the scale. Okay, x-axis 1 centimeter equals to 0.05 volt, y-axis 1 centimeter equals to 50 into 10 the power of minus 3 ampere. So based on that, I plotted the graph. Along x-axis V inverse, along y-axis current I in ampere. So x-axis 0.05, 0.1, 0.15, 0.2 like that. Y-axis 50 into 10 the power minus 3, 100 into 10 the power minus 3, 150 into 10 the power minus 3 like that. Okay. Next, for 0.05 we have a value. I hope you remember the values. 50 into 10 the power minus 3, 0.05. For 100 into 10 the power minus 3, 0.1. So 50 into 10 the power minus 3, 0.05. So this will be the first one. Next, for 100 into 10 the power minus 3, 0.1. So this is the second. next for 150 0.15, next for a 200 0.2, next for a 250 0.25, next which is 300 0.3. Now we have to plot the graph. So the curve will get like this. After plotting the graph, we will get a curve. If you join all these 6 points, you will get the curve like this passing through the origin. A linear curve we are observing. Okay. The next is we have to plot the just like take down the slope. We have to take down the slope. AB and BC will be the sides of the right angled triangle. AC will be the hypotenuse. So based on this, we have to find out the slope. Slope we already know. The tan theta will be taken as a slope. I hope you remember that. Okay. Now the calculation of the slope. So AB, the value of AB is how much? The value of AB is just like you have to take the length, that is 2 into scale means 2 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 3. AB is 2 centimeter. So 2 into 50 into 10 to the power minus 3, that is 100 into 10 to the power minus 3 AB value. Next BC value. BC value means that length into this scale. Length is 2 centimeter into this scale is 0.05 into 2, total 0.1, or you can directly take the difference between these two, 0.25 minus 0.15, that is 0.1. So the 250 minus 150, that is 100 into 10 to the power minus 3. If you calculate it, you will get a slope 1. And next is resistance by using the formula R is equals to 1 by M. So 1 divided by 1 ohm. Resistance is 1 ohm. Next, resistance per unit length. So R divided by L. L 1.3, that is already given. L value 1.3 meter. So 1 ohm divided by 1.3 meter. You will get the value is 0.7692 ohm per meter. Approximately we have to take 0.77 ohm meter. So this is the final answer, resistance per unit length of the wire, that we have to enter in a results. So that is 0.77 ohm meter. So we did the experiments. So determine the resistance per unit length. We complete that. We determine the resistance per unit length of a given wire. So by using Ohm's law, we performed this experiments. I hope this is understood. So based on this experiment, we have a Viva questions also. So you people have to answer to this Viva questions. Especially the common thing is, what is the use of voltmeter? What is the use of an ammeter? What is the purpose of rheostat here? And what is the principle of how to state the Ohm's law? And what is the SI unit of resistance per unit length? And which type of curve we are getting? What is the slope? So these are sample of questions in this experiments, Viva questions. So I hope you got the answer. You people have to write down this experiments in your practical records. Okay.